Welcome, sir. May I take your order? I think I'd like to have one of those amazing hive expansions I saw. I'm so sorry, sir. We're actually fresh out of those. Alright, then what about one of these fresh new patrol zones? Completely out of those as well. Fine. Well, at least a fun and challenging raid, maybe? Oh my god, what do you have then? The Dark Below is the mediocre appetizer to the masterpiece that is the Taken King DLC. It adds no new locations, a few story missions, a strike, split between the least interesting zones in the game, the Earth and the Moon, and what is probably the easiest raid in the franchise, so much so that it is frequently requested to return to D2 as a 3-player dungeon instead of a full 6-player raid. Also with this release came the first PlayStation timed exclusive content, which could have gone a lot better with the community. So what was actually good about The Dark Below? While it was about as narratively dense as a Magic Treehouse book, this expansion's story did lay the groundwork for the Taken King expansion to come later, and the motivation for Oryx to even show up in our solar system in the first place. We are also importantly introduced to Eris Morn, our very own Witch Queen. Hunter and Hive expert, she was part of the first fire team that tried to take down Crota, and that fire team's only survivor. In that mission, she lost her ghost and her connection to the light, afterwards spending years surviving in the tunnels around the Hellmouth, basically doing her best Gollum cosplay, with only the guidance of her Ahamkara bone. Quick side note, in Destiny the Ahamkara are what are known as wish dragons. No, not like that kind of wish dragon. The wishes end up being more like these. We will absolutely be talking about the Ahamkara more in future videos. Back to Eris. She lost her eyes during these years in the tunnels and replaced them with those of a hive acolytes. And she has returned to us lightless, but with invaluable knowledge of the hive and their magics. Yeah, the narrative always gets pretty dark whenever Eris is involved. In Destiny 1, she's just a vendor and doesn't really seem to do much, but post the Witch Queen and especially Season of the Haunted, her powers seem to have grown exponentially, far beyond that of your average Guardian. Man, I'm fucking glad she's on our side. Most of the plot for this expansion is pretty bare bones, basically just a few missions where we stop some of Crota's minions, and then a final mission on the moon where we banish Crota's soul from our world. Then we dispatch his most powerful disciple, Omnigul, who gets their own dedicated strike, the Will of Crota. And if that looks familiar, that's because it was ported over to D2 as the Disgraced, just replacing Omnigul as the boss with the Hive Wizard Navoda. And last but not least, the end. Crota's end. Yeah, we banished his soul already, yada yada yada, but he ain't dead yet. To kill a Hive god, you have to kill them in their throne world, which turns out is so easy we actually only really needed to send in one Guardian to do it. PvP players did get a chunk of new content too. For Crucible maps, we got Skyshock in the Cosmodrome, and 2 maps Destiny 2 players will recognize, Cauldron, and everybody's favorite, now called Convergence, Pantheon. Something Destiny 2 players may not be used to is the 2 new Crucible variants that shipped with this expansion. These modified existing game modes, Inferno, removing the radar and in some cases simplified scoring, and Doubles, which let you and that one friend who's good enough to carry you in Trials, carry you here as well. We also get a hard version of the raid at some point, and that's basically the expansion. Definitely lackluster, some high points, and a lot of necessary setup for Destiny to reach its future peaks. Check out the description below for some more info on Eris, Crota, the Ahamkara, and like and subscribe while you're down there. I'll catch y'all next time. Learnest out.